Hey, good morning and good evening or good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Just wanted to say thank you for taking the time out once again to hang out with us here at Conversations with Geoff. Yes, indeed. And, we kind of got some special things going on to kind of wrap up, the 30-day series we had about living healthy or healthy living. Had our guest in and dropping some serious nuggets the last 4 weeks. And she's going to offer something really cool, opportunity to hang out Saturday and kind of get close up and personal with how food is prepared with Chef Keedy and out of Vegas. So they're going to have a live thing and virtual. So, man, lock it down now. I'm going to tell you that before you get away. It's this Saturday, 2 p.m. Vegas time, 5 p.m. Eastern time. And for those of you in the middle, it's 4 o'clock Central time, right? And the links will be out there. So make sure you're looking for that opportunity. We'll talk more about that. But I wanted to mention it right away because I think it's going to be a dynamite opportunity just to hang out and get some insight on somebody that's really got it together, knows how to share it, right? And I'm kind of looking forward to myself hearing about some tasty vegan food. Hey, we all can change, right? So anyway, welcome again to Conversations with Geoff, a little special edition in terms of Terri Liggins just continuing her message, right? And those of you that have been showing up and supporting us, as always, thank you very much. Anybody that's new, welcome to the family, right? We believe in sharing and empowering and encouraging and inspiring people to be able to step into what's going on, right? Not run away from it. By managing the conversation they have with themselves about themselves, right? Changing that conversation, you change your state, you change your story. And boy, the world starts to open up to you, baby. I mean, it's just how it works out, right? So, man, pay attention to that. And also, I want to take one more moment and thank all those folks that participated in the challenge. We had house flipping made simple last Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I think for those of you that were asking, we're going to have a copy of that in the link today. So look for that. In there is house flipping made simple. It was 3 days. And man, it was a really dynamite time. We had people engaged, and they went from, can I do it? Oh, well, I don't think I can do it. Well, I'm afraid to do it, to I think I can do it. I know I can do it. I must do it, right? And that's the whole thing about change. So check out that. And then also we went into our boot camp, right, which is really cool. Strive to thrive. Blah, 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 blah. Try that one more time, right? Strive to Thrive boot camp starts this Saturday and Sunday. The link will be in there too. That's just a continuation of that, where we get down and go through the real immersions of all of the information you want to have it, start to implement some of the lessons, and then go over them through repetition and give you a plan to be able to schedule time and effort to master that stuff, right? So anyway, I do want to, one more thing, and now listen to me, and this is for all those out there in the education industry, the professionals, the teachers, the admins, the moms, and kids that are going there. I just wanted to take a moment and say the best of luck to you this year. I think my daughter she started yesterday, and the kids come back on Wednesday. So it was meet the teacher, meet the parents, get the classroom. I mean, just all kind of exciting things happening in the field of education. Our grandkids are going to school now, and our daughter's just powerful, right? She's in her blessings in teaching, right? And she's really excited about being there. So all of those folks in and around that, we're shouting it out for you. We're giving you all you can. We're encouraging, all of you to continue seeking your greatness. And I want to say this one thing, right? Because this is about conversations we have. And be careful. Be sure and hit the reset button, right? And this is for anybody, not just teaching. Don't give your best. And then when you get home, give your family the rest of you. So don't give your best all day long and then get home and give your family what's left of you, right? You get that? So, man, think about that. And that goes for any profession and anybody. Make sure you hit the reset button, get yourself in the right position. So when the kids come home and you're there, and can you imagine being in the classroom all day and then have kids at home? Oh boy. Woo. Kudos to those that do that. So anyhow, thank you for giving me a few minutes to do that. Let me just tell you, get ready once again to welcome to our stage my friend, our dear special speaker of the day, Terri Liggins, coming from Las Vegas. Let me see if we can get her here. Hey, Terri.
Hello. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. No technical challenges today.
I know, right? Not today, not twice on our watch.
Yeah. But we'll get through it if we did, right? I mean, we just hit the reset button and keep moving, Terri.
So. That's right.
Well, hey, look, I know you had a really crazy time getting here, so thanks for, again, carving out some time, Terri. And I gave a little bit of your secret away, for those that just were on for a moment, so we'll get back to that coming up on Saturday. You really, and we went from salad to looking at ingredients to, watching different things that you want to do, and then giving yourself grace and patience to change. And what do you have in store for us today, in the time that we have? I know you had something special outside of that, but what can you add on to, all the other great tips that you've been giving us?
Wow. Okay. Just some really basic things. That's all I'm going to cover today. Basic things leading up to the event on Saturday.
Yes.
I had some people so excited about it coming up that they're asking me questions and what type of things should they have ready on hand? What should they go to the store and buy? Because I have said it's some ingredients, and I'm sending out today a recipe
all right,
for everyone to have so that you can do this with me. This is not just, sit back and watch and then after it's over, you forget what was done. I don't know about you, but the best way for me to learn is to actually do it.
That's right. That's right.
Right. Visual and hands-on.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Then I can remember. So just a few things that over time I've observed when going to individuals' homes, especially like if I'm staying at a friend's house, right? And they want me to prepare a meal, or they'll invite me over to, or specifically invite a family member over so that I can make something for them. One of the main things I've observed was the utensils, or should I say lack of utensils in the kitchen. And I was guilty of this myself way back when. I did, as a single mom, have to prepare meals for my children. However, it was probably a whole lot of microwaving.
Oh, come on now.
A lot of open the package, plop it in the microwave.
There and four, right?
I'm guilty as charged. But when you go healthy, when you flip that script and pay more attention to what is really going in your body, there are just some things you got to have. Okay, there's just no getting around it. You just can't, use that steak knife to cut up some veggies. Okay, let me just say, if you're in a room by yourself, you can raise your hand. No one will see.
I'll give up. I'm guilty.
Have a butcher's knife. Okay, and that is one thing I should have brought here with me. Have a butcher's knife, and it will cut so many things. The sharper the knife, the safer it is. Also, a dull knife can really be dangerous in the kitchen. So, don't use that knife you've had for 20 years now. You can go out, pay pay, $12 for a good knife. I don't know. A really nice one is like 50 or so dollars, but get it and get a sharp one.
Gotcha.
Also, how many have a cutting board? All right. Very good. Very good. 10 points for you. Cutting board. And what size is the cutting board?
We have multiple sizes, bigger ones, small ones, harder, thicker.
Very good.
That's all Stacy. I can't take credit for it.
Hey, well, you can take credit for staying with her.
Yeah, I tell you, I ain't crazy, man. I'm a
smart man.
Yes.
Yep. Because that's the other thing that I have noticed being in different households. They'll have the little decorative cutting board, the little cheese and wine kind of cutting board, and that will be it. There's just, and when you think about it, if you're not cutting up fresh vegetables, why would you have a cutting board? I have several now, and the large size. And I think I've always, I kind of always had a cutting board. It wasn't maybe the biggest one, but I've had a cutting board. So it may not, cross your mind to have one, but you deserve it. You owe it to yourself to get a good cutting board.
A good board, that's right.
Yes, a good knife, and then a peeler, okay? A vegetable peeler, a nice good one, because again, you want to be able to, whether it's, sweet potatoes, cucumber, a mango, you want to be able to just peel that thing and go.
Right.
Yeah. Excuse me. What else? There are just a lot of things. What do you call those things? Spoons. I don't even measure anything anymore, so that's why it doesn't come straight to my mind. Measuring spoon, measuring cups.
Okay.
You get to the point where you don't measure, and we grew up with grandmamas that were always cooking. Well, I had a very actively cooking grandfather also. So, but they probably didn't use measuring cups back then, measuring spoons. My mother didn't. That's why it's hard for them to pass down a recipe. I guess a little pinch of this, a little dash of that.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you just have to go by taste, but practice. And if it doesn't taste right, just add some more, get creative too. The recipes that I make are probably different every single time I make them.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. But I know the basis of the spices that I'm going to use, and then I add ginger this time, and maybe curry and ginger next time, or maybe just whatever you don't have at that moment. Don't fret it. Just don't put it in there. There are some things that you can, when you learn to substitute, cumin. That's from the curcumin, which is from the root. Why can't I remember things today? Turmeric, from the turmeric root. And so that you can interchange some of those things, right? So that is the importance of just really getting in here, not being afraid to just work with it, try it. And it's only you that is going to be eating it at first, hopefully, before you share it. I know in the beginning, my food, it tasted good, but it didn't look good at all. It would be lumpy when it's supposed to be smooth, or it would have a different color. I'm like, what's, that particular thing, and it's okay, but it tasted really good. Yeah. So, and I would make videos and I would say, if I can do this, you can do this. And the stuff was, I would make sure the stuff that I'm videotaping did look decent.
Right.
However, it just wasn't always that case, and it didn't come together so easily. But it's okay. Start somewhere, but just have those things on hand. I can't I can't just say enough how important it is to make it easier on yourself. It's almost like when they tell you to get to the habit of going to a gym, is get a workout outfit that you think you look cute in. Get something that makes you feel good and put it on first thing in the morning. Put that sports bra on first thing in the morning, because then by afternoon, when you're talking yourself out of going, you're like, oh, okay, well, I already have the sports bra on. Okay, I got, got this gym outfit. Let me just go ahead and go. And I tell people that also when they are writing and journaling, get yourself a beautiful journal, which I don't have right hand in front of me. Get yourself a beautiful pen, right? Don't write with just your regular old ugly Bic pen. Get something that will inspire you to want to sit down with your beautiful journal and write something nice. So I found that to be true in the kitchen as well. If I don't have the right utensils and stuff, I'll be like, this is a chore. Spatula is another thing to have. You have multiple spatulas, plastic one, a rubber one. Have the spatulas and a big round bowl, a mixing bowl. Somehow a round mixing bowl just feels right instead of a square. There was a time when I was trying to mix something in a square bowl. And I was told,
too much work, Terry. You gotta stop at each corner. You need a bowl, man.
What it was, I was trying to mix it in the serving bowl. And they're like, get a mixing bowl. What are you doing? I'm like, I'm doing this. No. Do it the right way. Then it's all good and, and fun. You have to make it fun. Prepping ahead of time is another key thing that I'll tell you. It's people, the excuses that people make in being healthy, they're not only just empty excuses. There are some real reasons. When you use them to block your health and getting healthy, and when you use them to not do what you know is right to do, then they do become kind of just excuses. For instance, if someone tells me, oh, it takes so long to prepare a meal, raw meal, veggie meal, a vegetarian meal, vegan meal, whatever, I would say, you know what is even longer than that? Sitting 6 hours in an ER, waiting to be even called on. That's where I was for many years with sarcoidosis. I would just suffer through the pain because I'm like, why go to the ER? I already know the drill. They're going to just make me sit there all this time. And but the only times when I really cannot, the only times when I really did have to go is when the pain was just so bad. And just to show you how I had just gotten so used to these ERs. One time when we were living in Chicago, and I was in the city, and my kids were staying out at their dad's in the suburbs, right? Because that's where they went to school. They were in high school. And my son had left his homework in the Chicago location. And I'm like, and it's 26 miles.
Oh, wow.
House. Yeah, 26 miles from my house to the dad's house. And I was like, I was just on the way to take myself to the ER. And when he called and he said, Mom, I left my homework. Do you mind? And oh, no problem, son. I didn't even tell my children I was going to the ER because they would have freaked out. I didn't want them to, worry. So I said, okay, yeah, I'll bring it to you. So I drove to the ER, parked illegally because I knew I was just going to go in. And I signed in and I looked around, took an assessment of the place. Like, yeah, I knew. I signed in. I left out and I told the person, I said, I'm going to just go to my car for a bit, and left out, drove 26 miles, gave my son his homework. Oh, I even stopped at a Chili's. I stopped at Chili's and bought them some dinner.
Okay.
And bought them some food, and then took that to them with his homework, drove back to the hospital, to the ER, sat down. Oh, I checked with the lady. Did you guys happen to call my name yet? Nope. I'm like, okay, thanks.
Wow.
It's like, you already know it's going to be like that when you've had to deal with that enough. So when someone tells me how long it takes to prepare a fresh, healthy meal, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it because your health is so important that you can't get off that easily by, just saying you're too busy. You're too busy to stay alive and to stay well and to not have high blood pressure, not have high cholesterol, not have a stroke, not have sarcoidosis, inflammation, arthritis, all these things. Sorry.
Well, Terry, in defense of those that are in that space, and something you and I have talked about, that again, I'm always thinking forward about opportunities to help people. What is the saying? It's not only what you eat, but what's eating you.
Yes.
It's what's eating you. So, if we may say it's easy to, that's an excuse, but I mean, we are not, I would speak for both of us, I feel, when I make this statement. We are not saying, hey, look, the excuses, you're not worthy. We get it.
Yeah.
We know that there's generally things that are deeper related to that surface reason. Right. And with Terri, with her diversity and experiences and reference points to meditation.
Unknown caller.
Sorry.
Yeah, and unknown callers and things like that.
Right.
I couldn't help myself, right? I mean,
I know. I usually have on airplane mode.
Oh man, just the reference point though, in getting to a place where it's okay to do something. Right, and letting go. You mentioned, familiar pain is easier than unfamiliar pain to make the change and the differences, right?
Yep.
And so as people move forward, they're looking for not only someone that's living and eating the right things, but also understands the journey, the mental and emotional, spiritual journey that goes along with that. That's another gift, the unspoken gift that Terri has. And I didn't want to interrupt, but I made a note here to make sure I tell you that, and I'm the same way, when we talk about excuses, I'm the excuse smasher in real estate and business and stuff. But there is some compassion, a lot of compassion in this.
Yes.
For you to do that. And,
definitely. Especially because we've been there, you've shared your journey with real estate and it wasn't always pretty. And but when it's great, that's the time that you share with others like you're doing, to show them and let them know that you understand exactly where they are and you also know where they can be.
That's right.
Because you're living it. So the same, I just, I was a junk food junkie. Really. I just didn't have, I could just eat potato chips for dinner.
Wow.
I really and there was a friend of mine recently that reminded me of how, I can't remember how the topic came up, but she said, yeah, you've always had a different relationship with food. She said you would forget to eat.
Wow.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't, just didn't stop to eat dinner.
Yeah.
It wasn't something that was just it was bad. It was just really not a healthy way to be. I was not eating a full regular meal because I just didn't feel like eating. And then potato chips were right there. Oh, let me just eat those and keep moving. And it's no wonder that at one point at age 40, my body just, that enough is enough. I got to give you a warning. Be glad it's just a warning and not the main thing to take you out. So, yeah.
And we're going to hear from someone that can share that at a deeper level in just a moment. And I wanted to, since we're talking about it, and I mentioned earlier about kids going back to school and all those other things, I made a note earlier and I forgot. And if it's okay, I'd like to ask you, but then I want to make a comment. Be careful what we feed our kids in the morning in terms of sugar, in terms of juices, in terms of things that set them up. You put 140 amps in somebody that's going to go sit down at a desk and expect right?
Yeah, you're right.
So, maybe before we get to the next point, is there anything that is maybe a good substitute for parents that they could replace the I don't want to talk about Captain Crunch, but I ate that all my life. But the lumps of sugar that something really quickly, Terri, that you could mention in preparation for that.
Yeah, well, let me just say in general, breakfast, we were trained, we were brainwashed all of our life. Breakfast, the meal of champions and this or that, or that you have to start a good, your day has to start with a good breakfast or whatever. These were implanted in our brain through the manufacturers, through the dairy industry, the meat industry, because of the bacon, the manufacturers of sugar, cereals, all of those sugary cereals. Those are the people that were brainwashing us into the fact that we have to have breakfast and you have to have it early in the morning. There are some people, when you're doing intermittent fasting, uh, breakfast is just that, breaking your fast. Okay. Breakfast means you're breaking your fast. You want to break your fast with something healthy. And there are some people who will skip all of breakfast. They'll start right in at noon and or at 10 a.m. They'll start later and they're okay, better than okay, because they're not putting sugary stuff in their bellies. Now I know for children, and they need a hearty thing to keep them going throughout the day. But like you said, it's like putting ants in their pants with you're putting that cereal, and that's not the best way for them to start the day. And then they crash. They'll crash after lunch. At probably 10 a.m. they crash after that sugary cereal, and then by 2 p.m. they're crashing because of the all the sugar and starches that they were fed at lunchtime. So oatmeal, I would say oatmeal is probably going to be your easiest thing. A hot bowl of oatmeal with no sugar. Don't put that sugar in it, but you can put honey in it. That's better than sugar. You can put raisins in it. They're very sweet. Okay. Put raisins in it, nuts in it. Just, spice it up with cinnamon. Put apple, chop up some apple and put it in. Apple has a lot of sugar in it, but it's natural sugar. So, and skip the Pop-Tarts.
Hey, now watch out. I still sneak a Pop-Tart every now and then.
Oh my gosh, yes, skip that. But in the grocery store, I want to say this, because in the grocery store, that's where it all starts. You and I know now why my mom used to leave us at home when she would go to the grocery store.
She's on there now. What do you say, Mary? She's listening.
Oh, is she in there? Oh, yeah. I mean, having 5 kids, number one, I would say the grocery store is probably her sanctuary. She was probably like getting away from 5 kids and just like enjoying the grocery store. But then also you don't have all of I want this, I want that, because they're going to tell you what they've seen on the commercial, and the commercials are appealing to those kids to nag you about getting chocolate Cocoa Puffs and Tony the Tiger and all these things. So they have in the grocery store, just watch where those things are. They're at eye level to the children. They're at the shelves are eye level to the children in a basket, right? So the child sitting in a basket, their eyes are right around here, and that's where they are. The healthy stuff is way up high and way low.
That's right.
When you go to look for the healthy cereal, which they say natural cereal, but that stuff is so processed. It's so heavily processed.
Yeah.
You'd be better off just going getting some Cheerios, Tony the Tiger, even, or something weak, and instead of getting those clusters.
Yeah.
Look at what those clusters are held together with. Read the labels. We talked about that on one of the shows.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to bring it up, and some thought out there. Oatmeal is something that I heard, and some toast, maybe wheat toast or grain. I don't know how you.
Some grain toast with real butter. Do not do margarine. Oh. If you knew what was in that, don't do margarine. And there's also a lot of vegan butters these days.
Okay.
Vegan cheese, vegan butter.
Okay. Well, we'll probably try some of the cheese and butter. We've seen that out there, moving through that. So,
is it a little expensive? Yeah. But that's like when you get a new car and you see that the car says premium gas only. You're like, but guess what happens? You get used to it. After months of having a premium only gas car, you just don't complain anymore. You put that premium gas in there. Well, your body is more important than that car. So put the premium stuff in your body.
I love that. I love the fact that, you know, it's a value add to whatever we do to make a difference in how we eat, how we think about how eating is and important. And
Yeah.
I'm still moving in the process, right? And so I'm representing those that are still out there that have a cutting board that's for me. We didn't talk about, but I couldn't wait to bring that one back. So anyway,
Oh my gosh.
listen, let's get to something that I really appreciate you putting together.
Okay.
We kind of wind down. So stay tuned. You guys don't want to leave now. You want to hear this, and see if you can relate and identify. We talked a couple of weeks ago, maybe, where she had a cousin who suffered some major things going on, and it was an emergency and all that stuff. Well, we're able to bring Terry's been kind enough to share a short clip around his experience and where he is, just a minute or so. We won't be long with it. And listen to that. And I forgot to invite everyone to put where you are in the chat and let us know how things are going and all that. I see you, Mary, and always showing up and supporting. So please let us know. Make sure you're sharing this post. And Terry, I'm going to go ahead and bring that up now.
Yeah. So just a real quick recap. Cousin and his wife are visiting here, celebrating her birthday, visiting here, meaning Las Vegas. And they were on their way back home packing when he suffered a massive stroke. So thank God he wasn't already on the plane, or it would have been a whole different story. And thank God his wife was right there, because you only have a certain amount of time in which they have this medicine that they give stroke victims that, it kept him from just really being 10 times worse or whatever. While he was in the hospital, I was taking him some green juice, introduced that to him, his life. He's, not one to drink that kind of stuff. And his wife was very diligent to adapt to that situation. And she went out and bought some cold pressed juices. Really look that up, folks. Cold pressed juices. There'll be like 3 items in the juice: apple, carrot, ginger, something like that. Just so very healthy. Nothing to be afraid of. Just healthy stuff. So this is a brief clip of him. We had a family reunion this past weekend on Zoom, and he was just sharing a testimony of the whole situation. And I think hopefully we got it where it's just, 30 seconds or 40 seconds of him sharing.
Okay, so you ready to do that? And we've got folks saying hello. Hey, Tony, and hey, Jackie. Thanks for showing up again. Appreciate you, lady. All right, so let's see here.
Do I bring it up on my end? Or you?
Yeah, there you go. It's all you.
I'm able to get, okay, wonderful. Do I make it bigger?
Let's see. I don't know how you.
Oh, it's probably not necessary. We'll just play it right here.
There you go.
If it's allowing me to. No, I think maybe you have to click on your end.
Let's see here. Let me try it.
That's
behind backstage. So.
Yeah, it worked for us earlier.
I don't have any function when I click on it, Terry.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I think I would have to be the one to share it from.
Okay. See if you can.
And I think I just did away with the whole thing. Let's see. We're getting this together here. We're learning as we're going.
That's right. Doing what we can to make sure we bring a message to you that we feel like can help you and have some value to it.
Yeah.
We've done that. And make sure you check the link while she's pulling that up. I believe the information for the dinner is going to be in there. And you folks know where to reach Terry. So I will see. You have any more luck with it, Terry?
It's telling me to do system preferences and all that sort of stuff, which I did earlier. I did that already. Choose to share entire screen. And I'm sharing the entire screen. Go to system preferences. If I'm not able to get it, that's okay also. But yeah, I tell you what, where this will be shown is at my event on Saturday. So yeah, he was pretty much, he got choked up for a few moments there, just really being appreciative to all those who prayed for him. He mentioned the family, the three of us who are here in the same town that, really stepped up and helped his wife. And I mean, she had to check out the hotel room. She had to return the rental car. She had to cancel the flight tickets, so many things to do in an emergency. And then he just spoke about the green juice that he had. And the doctor, now this was amazing because I didn't even know this when he was sharing that the doctor said that he was having multiple strokes going on. He said it was like firecrackers going off in his head and multiple strokes. And he was not even able to speak when he arrived. And he showed, oh yeah, that would have been cool to show he was doing something like that and showing how he wasn't able to do any of that. And then just 5 days. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, he was released on Friday, 6 days. The doctor could not believe. He said, man, the way you looked when you came in here on Sunday, it's just amazing that you have, gotten to this point now in this short time. So, but yeah, so that's, but yeah, I will be showing that, and all that. That's cool. But yeah, it's just so very important, that when you are anywhere traveling or at home, just know, just be, I don't know, you, just always be aware of your surroundings and how you can just stay safe at all times. And the best way is to prevent things. He had a blood clot in his neck. That's what it was, a blood clot in his neck. And he kind of knew about it, told the doctor about it, and they sent him to a chiropractor, and thinking it was, just something else, crick in his neck or something. But yeah, so be very proactive like he was. Bring it up to the doctor. Don't. I know men are guilty of that, right?
No, hey, watch out now.
They're guilty of avoiding doctors.
Yes.
We don't want to do that, and he didn't either. But yeah. See, I guess I said that I choked myself.
If I can say something while you're having a drink of water, I make sure you put it on your calendar to not only attend the event this Saturday, but Terri is being, as those of you know her, right? I mean, his explanation. I had a chance to watch the clip before we went live here, and just the gentleman, you could just see. And Terri, am I right to say that he eats kind of like not as healthy as
not a vegan. He even said that at our lunch as he was chowing on this wonderful big hamburger. He said, "I can be a vegan."
not vegan, but just so being able to speak to the difference in the consumption of the things that you brought to him and how he felt different about that. And it wasn't a commercial. He wasn't, he was just sharing his gratitude for being here, number one, and then how, his movement. He's like, man, Doc said, I don't know how long it's going to take you. He's like doing this and shaking his arm. You can just feel, a different person. I mean, I shouldn't say different because I don't know. Someone is grateful not only to be alive, but realizes maybe there's something else that's going on about how he can eat and how he can get better through different things that you've been talking about. So I just wanted to make sure you show up and participate with that because, his message was really powerful and what you were offering him, Terri, the green juices and all those other things had an impact.
Yeah.
So it's not food, it's just healthy things to do. So as we wrap up, any last minute things or docs here in the last minute or so?
Yeah, I want to, one of the dishes that I will be making on Saturday, and I promised individuals that I would send them prior to the event, send them this recipe so they can make it. And it's so very easy, so very easy. And it's called, I call it yummy, but it's a veggie stir fry.
Okay.
It's a veggie stir fry. And I wish I had, I could show you my screen to show you how colorful it is when you make it. But just think of all of the veggies. Well, Okay, I'm speaking to people who probably already buy a lot of veggies, but if just
Oh man.
we buy veggies already. If you have a lot of veggies in your
Yeah, we
refrigerator,
do. We have to. Yeah.
good. So this is a thing to do when you start seeing those veggies going bad, right?
Okay.
Wasting food. I hate wasting food. And there were times when I would just be, kind of throwing stuff away if I didn't get to it fast enough. That's the other thing. When you start eating healthy, you can't, this is not a go to Costco and pile up on $100 and $200 worth of food kind of, grocery trip. No, you're buying things fresh. Preferably you're getting them fresh out of your garden. That's the really easy way to resolve all of this. You go pick some mint off of your herb garden and some fennel or some greens, mustard greens or something, and then you have just enough. You don't have to worry about. And think about this, okay? When God was leading the children out of Egypt, and it's like, what did He give them? Daily manna, right?
Yeah.
They had to trust Him that there will be more tomorrow. That's a good way to let's go back to the garden, right? Let's go back to the basics and eat for today. Don't buy, and here's a good trick, and I'm sorry I keep going off on a tangent, but I have seen people's pantries that are stacked to the hilt, and they still go to the grocery store and buy some more stuff. I'm like, what about eating what you have already? How about that concept? So I think we've gotten really, really, really brainwashed into some kind of way that, to see this full cabinet is just going to make you feel good. But there's stuff in there that's been in there for 3 years.
I just gonna say, Terry, we know it's not gonna go bad, so we.
And that's the problem. Guess what? If it's in your cabinet for 3 years, just think of all the chemicals that
we pulled out something. It expires in 2/25.
All those additives and chemicals are keeping it on that shelf to 20.
Man. So did you tell us the menu or what?
Yeah, well, this veggie stir fry, you're gonna just get some hearty vegetables out of your refrigerator. And I mean not cucumber, not tomatoes, right? Because they're watery. And if you try to, stir fry them, they won't they won't last. They'll be mush. So you're just gonna get a huge skillet or wok. Okay, get a wok, and you're gonna put good oil in it. Do not use vegetable oil. That's the worst of the worst. That's the lowest on the totem pole of the oils. It will not sustain. And that's what people fry their chicken in, and they fry them French fries in, and it turns into carcinogenic agents when it heats above a certain level. It's not made for heat. It's really not made for consumption at all. So get something that's really heat resistant, like grape seed oil. That's the best. Yeah, grape seed oil, coconut oil. They're even better than olive oil. But you're going to put the oil in the skillet, and then you're going to wait till it's hot. Prior to doing that, or else you'll have a burning skillet with all that oil, and not a whole lot of oil that you need either. But prior to that, you're going to chop up a bunch of stuff. Okay, cabbage, chop it up. Purple cabbage, white cabbage, make it colorful. Red cabbage, I think they have. Chop it up. Carrots, chop it up, or just buy the bag of sliced carrots already. Chop up your carrots. Chop up your celery, right? Chop up zucchini. Oh, that works well in this. And you don't have to peel these things, okay? Chop up your zucchini in there. Tofu works really well. And here's what I do with my tofu. Chop it up in little cubes and put that in the skillet first before anything until it looks like little, it's toasted a little like croutons.
Okay.
So that you will put in very early. But everything else you want to put in when the skillet is hot, and you're going to toss it in there, and it's only going to be in there for a few moments. Okay. You're not going to cook the life out of it. You want the stuff to still be kind of crunchy, but you're going to put it in there for just a little bit. Some other things you can have in there are radishes. Chop up, slice up some radishes and put in there. Bell peppers, red, green, yellow. Make it colorful. The more colorful, the healthier. Slice those up, put those in there. And again, just short period of time. And then, onions. Got to have onions. Red onions, yellow onions. Red are better because they're sweeter, but onions in there. And then mushrooms.
Yeah.
Portobello's the best, but those mushrooms, guess what? Those mushrooms will start tasting like meat in there. They'll have the consistency of meat. So your brain will think there's some meat in the stir fry. But this is not the kind of stir fry that you're going to add any shrimp to it. No. Don't ruin it. Don't put no shrimp in here. So veggie stir fry. And then once you have all that in there, then you're going to put in soy sauce, organic soy sauce. Okay. There's a brand that's called tamari sauce. Okay. So just shake some tamari sauce in there, shake some balsamic in there, shake some toasted sesame oil in there. Just, one or all three of them. Walnut oil is good too. Just put it in there. And just a little, but not too much. And then you start with the spices. Sea salt, pepper, cumin. Cumin gives it a meaty taste. Okay, cumin. If ever you want to trick your brain into thinking there's meat in the dish, use cumin. And then turmeric, ginger, paprika. Oh, definitely you want some of that in there. Some jalapenos. I forgot about the jalapenos. Got to have some spice to this. Or you can put some hot peppers, shake those little pepper flakes in there. And then it's just going to stay on there for a little bit, not even 10 minutes until, you're tossing it the whole time so that it's all getting covered. And then when you turn the fire off, then you put in some raisins or those craisins. You put those in there, and then you may put maybe like some pine nuts. Pine nuts work great in there. Edamame.
Yes.
All right, edamame. Put some of these in there, and then you toss it and eat it. It is wonderful, wonderful, and so healthy, and you can just eat and eat and eat and eat.
Well, my stomach is growling after listening to you. Even when you mentioned the radish.
Oh, you're not a radish guy?
No, I eat radish. I do. I mean, I eat just about everything you mentioned.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But you can see how you can clean out your refrigerator with this.
Yeah,
just throw everything in there, and it's great.
This is good. Thank you. And so maybe we put something together and put that out there. And as time goes on, and we're going to do a Chef Keedy deal with you, but maybe come back later on and have like a little prep stir fry, evening with a little wine and talking about health and mental health and spiritual health around the eating. Right?
Red wine only.
Yeah. Well, I'm a water guy, so I mean,
I can do without the wine, but if I do, it's red because
red wine's good.
Red wine has sugar, a lot of sugar.
Whatever beverage libation that you like, I do that. So listen, Terri. So we got everything mentioned. We got everything out there. I think the dates are in the chat, and if there are people that find this later on, tell us where they can get you.
Yes. So I haven't been putting my Facebook address on out there, but on Facebook I have a page, the Law of Raw Institute for Balanced Healthy Living. I wonder if the whole thing is out there. But you could go to lawofraw.com, LAWOFRAW.com. That's my that's the website for the health initiative, and there'll be information there. But on my Facebook page, I'm going to post that short video of my cousin, his testimony, and I'm going to post this recipe.
Yes.
So look for, and you can find me on there, Terri Eileen Liggins. Terri, and then Eileen is EILEEN Liggins. If you haven't already found me on Facebook, the website to find me, and then you can get to all these other places, and that's terriliggins.com, spelled just like it is right in front of me here, terriliggins.com, and you can get to everything that way. But yeah, I would love to have you join us Saturday. It's free for those joining by Zoom, and it's $25 if you're here in town and want to come and sit. We already got a nice big crowd coming, but there's room for a few more.
Nice.
And Yeah, because they've tasted the food. Most of the ones coming, I think, have tasted, or they're bringing their guests that they're bringing haven't tasted it, but they're dragging their guests there because they know the food is good. We don't do no bland food, no bland vegan food around here.
Well, that's the biggest thing people say is, man, how can they make it taste good? So I'm excited about, these things. And
Yes.
those of you like me that are like, man, I just, tea or porterhouse or filet or, how can they make it taste good? But, we almost look at doing things differently if we want to be around.
Yes.
And I'm a chef, not a chef, but I'm in the kitchen a lot. And recognize, how important it is to have a balanced diet and that stuff. So, Terri, listen, I really appreciate it. And
you're welcome.
We can get the video on to do that, but I tell you, I got a lot, another couple pages of notes every time I come here. So,
well, and I'm glad you got a chance to see the video.
Yeah, it was a real deal. So make sure if you get a chance to watch it. And make sure, you share this and subscribe and like it and pass it on and continue to support us. We really appreciate Terri coming in here. And don't go away. We're going to plan some things for the fourth quarter coming up. And I think there's some good ideas around healthy eating, spiritual, emotional practices and some habits that we can work on changing one habit at a time.
Yes.
And get to what's eating us as we
Yes, we definitely will expound on that as time goes on, because that is so very important. What is eating you is keeping those excuses coming, like it takes too long or it's too expensive. And that, so
it doesn't taste good, or I don't like blah, 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 whatever. I'm guilty on many fronts around it over the years, but I've changed and I recognize the importance of that. So Terri, hey, thank you. Look forward to seeing you on Saturday.
It'll be fun.
Try this stir fry thing out. So
yeah, get all those ingredients so you can make it with me. I wish that we had smell-o-vision so you can just smell all of the wonderful aroma that will be coming, that will be in that room on that day.
I love smell-o-vision. I get that. Hey, listen, my friend, take care. All right, as always. Appreciate the time and job well done today.
No, thank you very much.
All right, hey, and Mary, I see. I forgot to mention it to Terri that you were watching and you left the kids at home. Oh man, the secrets to come out as we grow old, right? So anyway, thank everybody for hanging in here and participating, and we really appreciate it. I hope there was some value there, and I ask you, are we providing information that you find to be helpful? And if so, would you like more of any particular subject matter around what we've been talking about, family health, business, spiritual health, financial health, right? Please let us know, because we're here to serve you. Our mission, as I mentioned at the beginning, is to empower, encourage, and inspire folks to stand into what's going on, stand into the craziness, right? I mean, oftentimes with all the stress going on, the noise going on, we have a tendency to sit down and wait it out. I challenge you, don't sit down. I challenge you to get up, step up. And now is the time, right? I mean, now is the time to seek out what it is that you want to do. Right? Not relax. Don't take the break off of life, because we only got a minute. When you hear about this guy and how grateful he is, Terri's cousin, to be here, right? We only have one shot at this, right? So anyway, enough of that. Thank you all for being here. Make sure you register for the upcoming rehab boot camp if you're interested in getting some real upfront information and learning how to get elbow to elbow with us and doing that business. And the challenge, the free challenge is there. Make sure you get that. And I really, 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 really thank you, Mary. We'll definitely do that. And maybe I'm just throwing this out there. Maybe we'll have a short version of Terri Liggins come talk to us about raising Terri. Ooh, that would be great. Yeah, so let's think about that. Everybody wants to say that, say yeah, put it in the chat. Say, heck yeah, let's do that. All right, so look, I appreciate everybody. Have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday. And remember, please remember this, right? Let's make sure that we don't give everybody our best all day. And then when we get home, we give who we love what's left of us. Let's make sure we give each other the best of us. All right. You guys take care. See you next week, maybe. Have a fantastic day. All right. Mary said yes. Ha ha. Deal. See ya.